guys, what is up, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you thumbs up this video. If you would like to keep up with me, make sure you're following me on all my social media sites, and make sure you check out savvynaturalista.com for all your skincare needs. And so today we're just going to talk about the elephant in the room, Kylie skincare. This is a huge topic going on in the skincare community. And, you know, there's just a lot of misinformation going on, and it is infuriating me to the point where I just decided that I'm just going to have to take up for Kylie skincare and tell you guys why I'm going to be purchasing the Walnut scrub. And because this is not a fake news channel, we're just going to get into it. I want to say this so you guys know a little bit about me. I'm not a skincare specialist. I'm not a skincare professional. I'm not an esthetician. Definitely ain't no dermatologist. But I am a skincare artisan, meaning I've been making skincare products for, I would say, over 10 years now. It's been about 10 years. I have a lot of content on my blog at savvynaturalista.com. If many of you don't know me, I have a lot of skincare recipes that includes natural products. So, you know, I know a little bit about the skincare game, and I just feel that, you know, her walnut scrub has become a big topic. I think we should get into it. I did a lot of research. I have my notes here. So if you see me looking down, it's just because there's some things I wanted to cover with you guys about the walnut scrub, and a lot of you know, just information and misinformation on a lot of skincare specialists that quote or skincare specialists, skincare professionals, and even certain estheticians are misleading you, and it's infuriating me. So the first thing we're going to start off with, and I know you guys have seen all of this on Twitter, so we're just going to just jump right into it and just talk about the walnut scrub in general. But I do want to say this, you know, I'm going to leave my thoughts of was I going to buy her skincare products before this hoopla came out. I'm going to leave that for later. I also want to say, I don't know if this is a publicity stunt by Kris Jenner. You know, them Kardashians are all, Jenners are always up to something to get us to buy their products. I don't know if Kylie really wanted this. I've seen her shows before and I've watched her. So personally, from what I see on a personal level and from what I see, I don't think she necessarily wanted this. That's why she hasn't clapped back. And we know she's clapped back before. So I don't know if she necessarily wanted this. But I know 9 out of 10 she did do her research. But I think there's a lot of misinformation. I've seen it on Twitter. I've seen so many YouTube videos about this misinformation on this walnut scrub. So the first thing we're going to do is talk about the walnut shell powder and what people are considering pieces. So I want to say the walnut shell powder is not necessarily what people are saying is it's a walnut shell pieces. Well, technically it is part of the shell. What they do is they put the shell, they extract the nut, put the shell in some type of blender, and they pulverize it until you get a walnut shell powder. Now, I want to say I've seen this powder before on Amazon. I've used this powder in skincare items, and it's a very fine powder. I would consider it. I'm going to leave pictures up so you can see the powder. There are lots of reviews of the walnut shell powder on Amazon that have been used in scrubs. So the misinformation of people saying that is just so harsh for the skin, it can irritate the skin. Well, if you are hypersensitive, meaning you have very hypersensitive skin, no, you cannot use this. But just to say that no one should be using it because it could has micro tears is misinformation, you guys. So I'm just putting up pictures so you can see. Depending on what manufacturer you get it from, most skincare artisans go to wholesale supply. Plus, I find Amazon to be cheaper, and you can find find this walnut shell powder on Amazon with great reviews. You can also, and I'm going to show you some of the reviews as we're talking, and you can find it on Wholesale Supplies Plus with great reviews. People love this walnut shell powder. I think the issue is, depending on which manufacturer you go to, some of it can be blended up and not pulverized really well. But from my understanding, I have always seen walnut shell powder and felt walnut shell powder, and it has been pulverized very finely to the point where it's the same type of grain or crystal as sugar. So if you love scrubs with sugar in it for your face, baking soda, salt, as well as ground coffee scrubs, if you use those type of scrubs on your face, you will have no problem using walnut shell powder for your scrubs. Like I said, you can find this powder anywhere. It's a great powder. Now you may be saying, well, Shandera, I've never heard of anyone using walnut shell powder besides St. Ives, who got sued for using walnut shell powder. Well, before we dive into the case, let's talk about the other companies that have used walnut shell powder. The first one being Ole Henriksen. They have a transforming walnut scrub. Kylie Jenner is not the first one to actually use walnut shell powder in her scrubs. There was Ole Henriksen, who has a transforming walnut scrub on Sephora, and actually if you look at the reviews, it has about 2,000 reviews, and out of those 2,000 reviews, it has a 4.7 star rating, so it's a really good review. Another brand who actually used walnut shell powder aside from St. Ives was actually Pacifica Beauty. For their youthful glow scrub, they actually use walnut shell powder. You can look up that scrub if you would like to know. I think they discontinued that scrub. I also want to say the Ole Henriksen Transforming Walnut Scrub is $28. So the price point Kylie Jenner has for her walnut scrub is actually the lowest, aside from Jason Brightening Apricot Scrub, which has walnut shell powder in it. It sort of mimics St. Ives and Jason Brightening Apricot Scrub. Many of you don't know the brand Jason is actually a natural organic brand. So if you're part of the natural community, then you know Jason's beauty products well. And the last but not least being St. Ives. St. Ives has an apricot scrub that has walnut shell powder in it. I want to be specific and say walnut shell powder because that's the actual term for it. Don't like when people say walnut shell pieces, because they're leading to telling you guys, oh, we use walnut shell pieces, which means the nut is totally cracked, and then you start scraping your skin with the nut. That's not how it works. Most things are pulverized. Even sugar, before sugar is actually become sugar, it's pulverized. Salt is pulverized from big blocks, then you get it pulverized into a fine crystal. That goes with pumice stone as well. If you have pumice powder, you know for a fact that pumice stone is pulverized into a fine crystal. So to lead you guys by saying walnut shell pieces is that's misinformation and that's ignorant. So whoever is saying walnut shell pieces instead of walnut shell powder are ignorant, and you really shouldn't be listening to them. I've heard that a lot on Twitter, and that's just really misinformation on a whole, and it infuriates me. Now let's talk about the St. Ives lawsuit, because what many of you don't know, yes, 2 people did sue St. Ives in a class action lawsuit, but it was actually dismissed by the judge. So that's what I think a lot of people don't know, that the lawsuit was dismissed by the judge. And I want to read a paragraph from the lawsuit because Unilever, the parent company of St. Ives Apricot Scrub, actually wanted the case dismissed from the 2 ladies who said that it actually did cause micro tears in their skin. So we're just going to read a few paragraphs of the class action lawsuit that the judge dismissed. I'm just going to read a straight word from what I got, and the website is called topclassactions.com, lawsuits and settlements. So if you want to look this up, just go to St. Ives Apricot Scrub top class action lawsuits. So I'm just going to read it word from word, verbatim. I'm not going to try to paraphrase. I'm just going to read it word from word of the few paragraphs that I got, and pretty much was summed up what the judge said. First, noted the judge, in order dismissing the class action, plaintiffs haven't shown that the alleged micro tears themselves are a safety hazard. So the real injuries asserted appear to be the alleged effects of micro tears, the acne, infection, and wrinkles and inflammation and irritation, continued the order. The judge pointed out the dearth of evidence that backed up St. Ives Apricot Scrub class action lawsuit allegations. Unilever had pointed out in its motion to dismiss that the plaintiffs rely on a small study establishing the danger of large and rough pieces of walnut shell to people's delicate facial skin, meaning that they were talking about large rough pieces. Like I said, you're cracking the nut and you're not pulverizing it into a powder. Most skincare brands are using walnut shell powder, not walnut shell pieces. Now let me continue reading it until we get to, where I found it to be useless. But let's continue. The judge's order noted that the 2-week study included only 14 participants and appeared to have been driven by the class action lawsuit itself. The judge said that there was no evidence that St. Ives and not other products or lifestyle or sun damage or any other factor produce acne, wrinkles, inflammation, or loss of moisture. And then the judge said, further noted, the judge's order, neither of the plaintiffs alleged that they have experienced harm from using St. Ives Apricot Scrub on their faces. So that's pretty much where I ended, and it just says that they had no proof. So with that being said, the judge did dismiss the case on St. Ives Apricot Scrub with the walnut shell pieces. Like I said, many people are saying walnut shell pieces, not walnut shell powder, and I think that's the biggest misconception of this whole hoopla over the Kylie Jenner walnut scrub. Now I want to say this, the judge dismissed the case because they didn't have enough proof, and I also want to say they didn't know what caused their micro tears. They don't know, it could have been from sun damage, it could have been from other skincare products, but it wasn't the apricot, the St. Ives Apricot Scrub. So, I've seen a lot of the Twitter back and forth with people saying, it's their life mission to get you to stop using the walnut scrub because it is harmful to society. It is harmful to your skin. The micro tears will give you infections. Like I said, that's misinformation and a misconception when the case was dismissed by the judge. So I really wanted to see what dermatologists had to say on this. So I looked up a couple of articles on prevention.com and glamour.com where they actually contacted dermatologists. So Prevention contacted 2 dermatologists, one by the name of Joshua Shire. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. He's MD, Director of Cosmetic and Clinical Research in Dermatology at Mount St. Nine Hospital in New York. And this is exactly what he said. The issue was that if the powder wasn't finely ground up enough, sharp edges may disrupt the skin barrier. It's worth noting. Meaning, like I said, people are saying walnut shell pieces. They're not saying powder. Many of you know, if you fill the Transforming Walnut Scrub by Ole Henriksen, or we'll just say St. Ives in general, you'll feel that it's a very fine walnut shell powder. Aside from that, they do have cornmeal in there, and if you've never felt cornmeal, if you felt cornmeal, if you haven't, I'm going to explain. Cornmeal is very coarse. So if you look at the ingredients, they do add cornmeal in the St. Ives Apricot Scrub. It's not just walnut shell powder. With that saying, he said, however, that any physical exfoliant can cause this effect if you're not careful. Meaning, you know, us Americans, I've done Gigi Hadid's skincare routine on my channel, and I've been very rough on my skin. I'm American. Most of us Americans are very rough. You know, we're very heavy-handed people in general as Americans, and we like to do go, because we think the more rough we are, the more clean it is. So, you know, this is exactly what he said. He said, to my knowledge, there is no real data showing that walnut shell powder, exactly like I've been saying, is any more harmful to the skin than other forms of manual exfoliation, he adds. Now, I want to say this about manual exfoliations and chemical exfoliations. Whichever you decide to use. I find that manual exfoliations are cheaper than chemical exfoliations. I also find you can use manual exfoliations on your whole entire body, meaning you don't necessarily have to use the apricot scrub just for your face. You can use it for your neck and your whole entire body. It's not just for your face. Most people don't know that, but you can use it. So I personally enjoy manual exfoliations. Not only that, when you're manually exfoliation, you see results right away versus chemical exfoliations where you don't see results. Now, we had Deborah Gelman, which is an MD. She's a board certified dermatologist in New York, and she's the author of Skin Rules Prevention. Asked her, this is what she said: the reason people do not like walnut, and there may be some controversy with her products, is people may find it that it's too irritating. It depends on the size of the walnuts and how uniform the particle size is on the walnut that she's using and other ingredients. So, you know, with all this hoopla going on with the walnut shell powder, many people, we don't even know because it's not out yet. It may be out by the time this video is uploaded, but the powder, the ingredient, we don't know because it's not out yet. So, you know, it's a lot of misinformation. Like I said, I just want to read one more dermatologist statement that Glamour did with the dermatologist. So now we're going to read a statement from Rachael Knives, MD of the Schweiner, I hope I'm saying it right, the dermatology group in NYC. She did an article with Glamour, and this is exactly what she said. She said, it's worth noting that the scrub has been around since the dinosaurs. Clearly people continue to use it, and you think if they notice any burning or uncomfortable reactions, they stop. Consumers either love it or hate it, which isn't all that surprising when you consider that not all skin is created equal. Even though your mom used it, your grandma used it, or your best friends use it, your skin is uniquely yours and can react differently. Some of us could use it and be totally fine while enjoying brighter, smoother skin too. And then she said this, which is really important because I've been saying this since the beginning of the video. If you have hypersensitive skin or sensitive skin, you may want to stay away from manual exfoliation in general. Not dry skin, not oily skin, not acne skin. I hear a lot of skincare specialists, a lot of skincare estheticians, and just skincare artists and skincare professionals, skincare specialists in general doing this misinformation, and it really infuriates me, telling you, oh, dry skin shouldn't use it, oh, oily skin should use it, no one should use it. But this is exactly what Rachael Knives said, MD of the dermatology group. She said those most at risk for adverse side effects are people with sensitive skin or more serious issues like eczema or rosacea, since any physical scrub can do a number on them. So that's what she said. Those are a few dermatologist statements. So now let's talk about exfoliating every day and the misinformation from all the skincare specialists, professional skincare artisans, and even some estheticians on exfoliating every day. So let's get into it. So everyone is saying, oh, Kylie said you should exfoliate every day. Don't exfoliate every day. It's bad for your skin. Well, that's not what she said. So I'm going to quote what she said. I've watched what she said 5 times. People are leaving out exactly what she said. And I want to say this, I would have left the video, but I don't want to get demonetized, so I'm not leaving the video, but I'm just going to read it to you guys verbatim because I heard it 5 times. I had to look at it just to do all this research for you guys who want both sides to this and want to go in with an open mind. These are exactly Kylie words. This is what she said. She says she recommends that you use her walnut scrub 3 times a week, but it is gentle enough for you to exfoliate with your skin every day. So those are her exact words, 3 times a week. But if you want, it's gentle enough to exfoliate every day. It's up to you if you want to exfoliate your skin every day. Now, I wanted to do some research on exfoliating every day because there's a lot of hoopla out there of should you not exfoliate every day or should you exfoliate every day? And I want to say this, some dermatologists say you shouldn't and some dermatologists say you should. But I found an article from Dr. Harold Lancer. If you don't know who Dr. Harold Lancer is, he's a certified board dermatologist and he works with all your favorite celebrities. He's worked with Beyonce. We all love Beyonce, so we all want skin like Beyonce. So if Beyonce go to him, do you know? You already know. He the creme de la creme de la creme. Oprah has went to him. Not only Oprah or Beyonce, Kim Kardashian has went to him. Ariana Grande has went to him. Ryan Seacrest has actually went to Dr. Harold Lancer. Victoria Beckham has actually used Dr. Harold Lancer as a certified dermatologist. And I found this article on a website known as The New Yorker, but it's actually under The Cut. So The New Yorker is a magazine and the parent company, New Yorker is the parent company of the website, which is called The Cut. And they actually did an article with Dr. Harold Lancer, or not an article, I should say an interview with Dr. Harold Lancer. And he talked a lot about exfoliation. So I'm going to read the 2 questions that really stood out to me the most on exfoliation every day. And we are going to hear from the real creme de la creme de la creme, the doctor, the real skin doctor that everybody in their mama go to, Dr. Harold Lancer. I want to say this about Dr. Harold Lancer before we get into the magazine. Dr. Harold Lancer actually has skincare products out there. I was hip to him by Ariana Grande. She loved Dr. Harold Lancer products. It actually helped with her acne. I want to say that she actually used the polish, and he actually has an exfoliating scrub called the polish, and he uses, I think the major crystal he either uses is salt or baking soda. Don't quote me. If you guys have used the polished by Dr. Lancer, let me know the exact crystal he used for the manual exfoliation scrub that he does sell. I don't know. I think it's either baking soda or it's salt. I don't know which one exactly, but it's either of those 2. So let's just read what he said. And a lot of these skincare professionals, skincare artisans, skincare estheticians, skincare specialists, all of them out there, they know who Dr. Lancer is. They have used his products. His products are very expensive, but let me not ramble and let's just get into what he said. So The Cut posed this question for Dr. Harold Lancer. They said most traditional advice recommends you don't exfoliate every day. Why exfoliate so often? Won't this degrade the quality of the skin? And this is what he said. He said the outer layer of the skin in both men and women is called the epidermal stratum corneum. You need to exfoliate that before it can even tolerate proper cleansing. If you have a tough stain on your kitchen counter, you need to scrub first before you can clean. It's the same thing. Daily damage, any damage, sun damage needs to be exfoliated before the face is cleansed. So that's what he said. Now they asked him another question on exfoliation, and this is what he said. Why don't more dermatologists recommend exfoliating every day? That was the question. And then he said this. 20 years ago, dermatology was a very special specialty. In 2014, now everyone is a dermatologist. Okay. Okay. These skincare professionals and skincare specialists, but I'm gonna just leave it there. Every esthetician and cab driver in New York is a dermatologist. When a physician tells you once to twice a week, they don't understand that they need to explain what an exfoliant really is. So when he means a physician, he means your primary care provider. Sometimes people go to their primary care providers for skin needs, and sometimes you actually need to go to a dermatologist. A mechanical exfoliant is an enzyme that is protein based. Exfoliation means allowing the top layer of skin to be nourished. It is just removing dull skin debris and allowing oxygen to transfer to the lower layers of skin. When most doctors say exfoliation shouldn't happen every day, they are talking about standard scrubs, which is sandpaper in a bottle. They don't have a concept of what products are available. Exfoliating properly is a nightly event. It's sort of like exercise. There are some individuals who tell you to exercise 20 minutes a day. The real good trainers will tell you that you must do a small amount of exercise daily. So there you have it. Those are Dr. Harold Lancer's thoughts on exfoliating every day your skin. He recommends it. And I just want to say, you know, when he means the manual scrubs are physical exfoliation, a lot of us are very heavy-handed. I'm heavy. I know I'm heavy. I'm left-handed. Most left-handed people, we are backwards and we are heavy-handed. And you know, sometimes when it comes to exfoliating every day the skin, we are heavy-handed. I think what he means is a gentle exfoliation to the skin couldn't hurt, which means you're doing it gently, not you guys know how we do. You know how we do. Those are his thoughts. Some dermatologists recommend it, some don't. It depends on who you go to and what type of skincare you need. But for people with hypersensitive skin, leaning on eczema and rosacea, should not be exfoliating every day. Or 3 times, you should be exfoliating all. If you have dry skin, you can exfoliate. Oily skin, you can exfoliate. So please, if these skincare specialists are telling you, or professionals, artisans are telling you this, and they say, I tell this to my clients, well, then they're telling their clients wrong, and you should go to a dermatologist. Now, a lot of you are going to ask me, well, why are you defending Kylie? Where are you going to buy Kylie skincare products? Honestly, no. Honestly, if all this hoopla that didn't start and I was so infuriated about the misinformation out there about the walnut scrub, I wouldn't even care, and I would have never did a video on it, and I wasn't going to buy her products. I was just going to do my daily thing, because side note, I spent all my money at Sephora for the past 2 months of my daily budget on skincare products, so I just didn't have to be spending money. But I am going to go ahead and buy the scrub. I wasn't impressed with Kylie's skincare. I personally felt Kylie could have did better. She could have did a way better job. I thought the pink Pepto-Bismol was a little off-putting to me. A lot of people are comparing her products to Fourth Ray Beauty by ColourPop. No, I see more of Glossier, the skincare brand Glossier, and 9 out of 10 Glossier does makeup and they do skincare as well, and that's what her products reminded me of. I think the only difference is with Glossier and Kylie's skin is Kylie did more of pink packaging. I thought it was absurd that the little travel kit was $22. Comparing her products to Glossier, because I think that's where she got most of her product ideas from, I'm going to say she's overcharging. But they are price point correctly, but she's overcharging, and you're really buying for Kylie at this point, not really because you like Kylie's skin. That's all I'm gonna say. And I also want to say this: Kylie's only gonna send her products out to her friends and Instagram models. She's really not gonna send it out to the everyday average girl, and I think that's what Glossier does, and why they're so very popular is because if you look at their Instagram, you look online, it's really just normal people modeling their skincare products. I personally thought Kylie should have did more research and she could have did better. I'm not getting mad at her for doing makeup and then moving into skincare. Other skincare brands do this. They move into makeup and then skincare. Tarte does it. Everyone does it. It's normal. Most rich people have 50 million jobs. Y'all know this by now. So really, if you hear all this from estheticians, you know, your skincare artisans, you know, your skincare specialists and your skincare professionals, you know, they're lying to you. And I just wanted you guys to have a second opinion. You know, you could believe their facts if you want because they use big words and all this hoopla. I hope I gave you enough information in layman's terms, because, you know, that's all I speak, isn't just in terms that are, you know, just simple. I don't get into mincing words with you. I'm very transparent on this channel, and I have a lot of integrity, and that's what I want to keep. I've been doing this thing with skincare for years. I am not a dermatologist, but I do like to get both sides, and I think, and I've used walnut shell powder before, so it infuriates me when I see these lies going out here about walnut shell powder and Kylie's brand. So I am going to buy the walnut scrub so we could review it on the channel. And yeah, who knows, this could be all a ploy from Kris Jenner. We don't know. We really don't know. Kris will have you talking about her daughters one way or another, because as Kris quoted in an article she did, I don't care what we do, it doesn't matter if you know or don't know, it's when you know. So she decides as to when you know. So we'll see if the scrub is worth the money. But I hope I gave you guys enough information for you to go out there and make your own opinion whether this walnut shell powder is bad or not. Please just Google walnut shell powder. Look up all the information I gave to you guys to see if you want to buy it. And I also wanted to do this for a lot of kids out there who parents are telling them they can't buy it, and they really want to buy it because they love Kylie. Some people really love Kylie and they want to buy her products, and their parents may be saying, oh, well, you can't buy it because, you know, it's bad. And that's just because they don't really like Kylie. But then they can say, look, mom, look at this video. This lady is telling us that it's okay. And let's look up walnut shell powder and see, is it okay? People use it in soap scrubs all the time. That's all I'm saying. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I want to say this, if any skincare esthetician, skincare professional, skincare specialist, or skincare artisan is telling you you should not be doing this to your skin because the walnut shell pieces are going to break out your skin, then you really need to rethink listening to them, because instead of doing both sides, they only did one side because they don't like Kylie at all. With that being said, you know, I could care less. I'm going to buy it. You know, I thought she could have did better. The pink Pepto-Bismol thing was started. I really thought she could have did better. I thought the aesthetics were more Glossier, and you know, she's only going to have Instagram models modeling. I don't see Kylie giving her products to regular people to review. She's never done that. So, you know, that's why Glossier is so popular, and I think that's why a lot of people are giving Kylie a hard time, is because she doesn't use regular people. Even Dove, you know, are starting to use regular women, like everyday women like us. Whether we look cute for an Instagram baddie pic every now and then, most of us are just chilling, and that's what Glossier shows us. And I think that's who she modeled her products after is Glossier. With that being said, I am going to show the scrub to you guys, and I hope I gave you enough information for you to make a decision on is the walnut scrub okay for you. So yeah, that's all I have to say. I want to thank you so much for watching this episode of Defending Kylie's Skin. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you check out SavvyNaturalista.com for all your skincare needs. If you would like to keep up with me, your host, make sure you're following me on all my social media sites. And please, 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 I want to say this before I go. Please, if you're mad at me for defending Kylie, please don't leave negative comments. Don't leave comments leave a concise comment explaining your point of view. I don't want to hear nothing about I look ugly, I look fat, I look stupid. I don't want to hear any ignorant comments, because if you do, I'm just going to delete them, because I like to have informative conversations. I like to hear both sides. I've listened to all sides on Twitter, Instagram. I listen to all sides on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. I listen to all sides, and I picked my side that the walnut scrub was not bad. So I want you guys to go in with an open mind as well. So let me know your comments down below, and I love you guys so much.